Right, so just quickly before the video starts, we now have a Patreon, so if that's something that you're interested in, the link's in the description, so if you want to support the channel, then go ahead. But if not, just continue watching the video and enjoy.
And we're good. What's up, guys? So, this is us.
After a lot of arguing for nothing.
For literally no reason, yeah.
Right, yes. So it's, I'm on this side again for some reason, even though I shouldn't be. It's got to be passive aggressive, but it's fine. No, it's fine. I don't mind being right twice, it's fine.
Don't mind.
Just gotta listen until he talks about it.
Talks about what?
I will spray you in the eyes.
No, I literally don't know what you meant there.
You keep bringing it up, I'll spray you in the eyes.
Bring what up? What, the fact that I'm on the right side twice for some reason? Is that the thing I've not to bring up? Oh, sorry, did I bring it up? I'm sorry.
So,
roll.
It just doesn't really make much sense. But I mean, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at the fact it doesn't make more sense.
So, like, for all you, like... for all you,
in fact, you know that I'm taking the piss, that's why it's not annoying you. Right, okay.
No, it wouldn't annoy me anyway, because Alison used to try and do this and it didn't annoy me, so I just didn't let it, and that annoyed her more in turn, so... I think that's where things started to die, to be honest. Why can I not annoy you?
See, remember we always spoke about Halloween? Because this is in October right now, before Halloween. Remember this.
So why would we talk? What the fuck? Right, so
I'm just asking what.
So what you're saying? Right, so
Halloween.
This is funny. What you just said there is remember what we talked about in Halloween. It's not Halloween yet. So what you're saying
the pagan masks and shit. I was going to say, why do we not do it this year?
Because it involves buying pagan masks, and I'm on tour in Halloween.
Oh, you're a boring cunt. Steven might scare people.
Oh, I'm not a boring cunt. Oh, aye, because Steven's gonna go to the house.
I'm a bit for scaring people. I get something out of it.
Scares people.
Well,
fuck you, Dane?
What if it was blowjobs? What if you got blowjobs every time you left the house? Would you leave the house then?
Obviously.
It depends who's giving me the blowjob.
Oh, that's fucking being picky.
No, it's
being
being
picky about the blowjob.
It's no being picky. It's knowing where the mood's been beforehand. Is what it is.
Blowjob's a blowjob.
Alright, so it's not gay getting your dick sucked, but you're gay for sucking dick.
No, I mean it's a power thing. Like for instance, I could aggressively suck Gary's dick and it wouldn't be gay because he wouldn't want me to suck his dick.
Except it would be gay.
No, it wouldn't be gay.
Can you like turn around, please? Can you give me a shield? Can you give me a shield?
It's gay that you think it's gay.
It's parry the fuck.
Mate, that done so much damage.
It's a lightning plus 3 claymore.
Just like, what was that?
he was trying to go rock, man. That didn't work.
It's smart one.
He still does a lot of damage.
What are you doing? You're an idiot. Don't heal. Just don't heal right. I can beat him. Just don't fucking
Don't parry him.
I'm not going to parry him. I'm going to do this. See? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I thought you were going to parry him.
You've got an itch on your back.
This fucking guy heals in front of Havel.
Aye, because I'm a fucking tank, that's why.
But you lost more health than you gained.
Aye, but I didn't die.
Going to chug again?
So I was just showing that I was game for it.
But you took more damage than you would have done if you didn't heal.
Remember that time when we first started thinking about it and I was like, I'm king of the BAMs, and I tell you the story of my mighty Kosh up the graveyard or something?
That wasn't when we first started talking about it. That was
like, put the camera that way so I can see shit.
Years. We were coming back for here. I was going to pick up that aim.
Probably.
No, you weren't. I'm in control of the left side. I was deciding when the aim gets fucking picked up.
Okay, mum, fuck's sake.
I'm going to pick up the item. Aye, with the camera, aye.
Do as I say.
I'm in control of movement, right? And you'll fucking listen.
You'll just endlessly punch.
Yeah, I'll just attack for no reason.
I'll just let go of the left stick.
Oh
my god, I can't believe you actually fucking did that. That's the first time I've ever seen you use a backstep in this game well.
It's fucking classy, wasn't it?
That was like ridiculous. That was like... Is it something in anime where he goes to attack you and you're like, fucking idiot, my power lip, can you lock on?
If you've not noticed how fucking awful this part of the forest looks, like it looks really, really bad.
Well, of course it does, because this is the basin.
Oh, so now we're picking up.
Well, I knew that we're not going to get attacked by crystal cunts and fucking giant Hydra water shribbers.
Right, so where do they want me to keep the camera?
You're doing fine.
On this guy.
Yeah, turn it more and we'll fight him here.
We'll fight him on the beaches, I think.
Right,
which was evidently...
Fight them in the trenches? Oh wait, we might offend some World War II veterans.
Fighting on the beaches...
So
was it in trenches or on beaches?
Both.
Right, because fighting on the beaches was... In fact, fighting in the trenches was evidently a horrible idea.
Fighting on the beach was evidently a horrible idea. Can you lock on, please?
Oh.
Fighting on the beach was evidently a horrible idea because you know what happened when they got on the beach?
They all died.
They had the Germans in the fucking bunkers on top of the mountain with machine guns ready for them on the beach. No, fucking good idea that.
It's actually unbelievable.
Can you run?
All the clowns gone to waste.
Just run behind the rock. Just run behind the rock. Just keep going. Just keep going.
That's not like us picking a hang with. Stephen has a picture of clowns storming the beach.
I actually do. I do have I had a photo on my computer. I don't know if I still have it.
Oh.
You're an idiot. Get into the water. Get close to it.
Okay.
You have a sprint button.
Oh my god.
You have a sprint button.
I know. Right, okay. Right, go there. Right, okay. Oh, fuck.
Start swinging, mate. Good kick. Tactical kick. We're not getting that yet. Get to deal with the giant fucking 8-headed monstrosity that's in front of us. How's it going, mate?
It's fucking mad dumb face. Like, I do.
Slap it with the fucking claymore. And take this one. And now we need to wait for our stamina to regen. And we're good to go.
Is this? Can you get all the heads in this location?
Yeah, it just takes a bit of running.
Aye, fuck yeah.
The next one will land behind us. The one that you just hit. There'll be one there again. But you have to sprint to get to it. Can you not?
Today, please.
Today, Junior.
I think you hit it. No, you didn't hit it.
I felt like I did.
But yes,
Oh, Jesus.
Hit that one. Hit that one. Hit that one.
go
Swing!
him! Fucking go him!
My
So
God,
you're
there was one
so
right in
close
front
to
of
the
me.
edge, and I was just right myself.
Let me worry about the edge, right? Hit it. Swing.
Nah, I'm going.
Yeah, it's way too close.
Yeah, I know. Can
Don't point the like. Don't put the edge between.
Run.
Swing now.
No, got it.
So see when you're doing the camera, please always keep the edge in front, like between the Hydra
Right,
and
okay,
me.
sure.
Don't put it the other way, because then I can't see the Hydra and I can't see the fucking edge either. Oh, there's one. Don't swing twice. Don't swing twice.
Don't go so close to the edge.
Don't swing twice.
So tense.
Yeah, swing.
Nice.
Maybe I want to get these last two heads and they should land right behind us. So point the camera behind us.
There's only one head bigger than these guys' heads.
Or one now. If you were
Maybe a
running,
wee bit, like, stick more close here.
I can't see the Hydra. That works.
Okay, got it.
So you need to roll twice.
Yeah.
Alright, we need to hit it. Oh, it's dead.
Oh!
Nice. Killed
Nice.
it before its heads came off. Which is surprising because we didn't one-shot the heads. Like, it took 2 hits.
Yeah.
Alright, now we need to go over there and quick reload for the gold golem and then come back and talk to Dusk and then...
Doing that then,
I did that now,
So,
yeah. And then we'll do stuff after. No, go towards the gold golem first.
Fine. Wait, did we not get the ring?
No, we didn't.
So what else would we go
Go into the land. Because you can basically normal walk along the edge of the water.
Oh, okay.
Even I know that.
How do you not know these things?
How did I not know this?
I'm sure I've done this in the fucking guide video.
I think you did.
I did.
I've seen everybody do
You
this.
just like run diagonally into the wall. Alright, quick reload here.
Who the fuck found this? What arsehole found this?
Here.
It's so fucking hilarious.
Let's do this. Let's test the waters, shall we?
What, using Great Chaos?
Let's see if Great Chaos lava can land on the water. Lock on.
Great Chaos is my favourite pylon.
Roll.
It can.
This might kill Dusk.
Oh shit.
Oh no, it's okay. She'll land on there. Whew. We good. 2 Great Chaos fireballs though. And now we need to go back there and talk to her. Look around there. Alright, yeah, quick reload again.
But what else we gotta talk about? Rango Steel?
I suppose, right, you guys can tell us, right, so here's some ideas about Rango Steel's story, and probably for new people we should actually explain who or what Rango Steel actually is.
Yeah. So this goes back to Demon Souls, or Demon Souls Let's Play, where... well, this is when Tony found out about Rango Steel, but I'd known for quite a while. But let me explain, because the way Tony found out explains how I knew about it anyway. So, Tony was criticising Gary, of course, as ever.
Because he comes up with stupid ideas for stupid things.
Like the worst, he has like some of the worst character design ever, for instance.
And this is all based around his RPGs.
Yeah, this is based around the RPGs that Tony's heard him talk about. And then, yeah, let's just fucking, yeah, let him do it. If you use that and see if you do that to, see if you're PvPing with someone, it's often not really appreciated if just when you beat them, you turn around, take off your pants and then use the proper bow, because that's the Dark Souls equivalent of mooning. You don't often appreciate that.
Not often.
But, so we'll talk about Gary's...
talk to her?
No.
Okay.
That's it. So we'll talk about Gary's awful character design, okay?
Yeah.
And Tony gives out an example where he says Gary's idea of good character design is a cyborg ninja cowboy, and Tony had no idea that this was already one of Gary's characters in an RPG from previous, whose weapon was a sword on a chain
on a massive
cog.
cog.
Yeah, on a massive gear. So go back and watch the first episode of our Demon Souls Let's Play and you'll understand this, and it's much better than the Demon Souls Let's Play. It's like the last 10 minutes of it are just me and Tony pissing ourselves laughing at Gary, essentially.
Point is though,
And he was like, is that actually your character? I went, I gave him my name and everything. What's his name? And I went, Rango Steel.
Aye, so it turned out it was definitely 100%.
Come on, that's a good name for that.
Tony called out Gary's character perfectly without any knowledge of the character prior to that episode of Demon Souls. Oh yeah, I guess we can.
So now this is we ended up talking about Rango Steel, and we were thinking, wouldn't it be funny if what we did is we extrapolated on his design more and made him even more over the top, but then what we did is we put him in a almost believable, realistic world where he's like the most insane thing that exists in this world, and we kept coming up with ideas and we're like, this is actually turning out to be a semi-decent story.
Just run to the next forest.
Oh no, I remember them.
So eventually it came to the point where
fuck. I ran, we got in front of it, so we're good.
Rango Steel ended up becoming a time-travelling bounty hunter cyborg.
Time-travelling guardian cyborg ninja cowboy who's a bounty hunter as well.
And he accidentally gets sent back through time, but we realised that we literally can't possibly make a single timeline work where we need to make it so it's parallel universes timeline, and essentially what happens is he has a daughter or whatever and he wants to save her in his universe, but he can't.
How Rango ends up becoming like Rango Steel is because these people show up and they start like threatening wherever he's from, and then they injure his daughter. He tries to defend her.
He lived in
gets
a
injured
post-apocalyptic universe or whatever.
Wasteland sort of like Fallout Wasteland sort of shit.
Yeah, but they lived happily, so blah 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 raiders or whatever, or something, or there was like
let's go get the ring first, because fuck how they wanted us to get that as a reward.
It was something to do with, there was like bounty hunters in his, or like raiders or something in his right, basically he was like some kind of experiment, like to save his village or whatever. There's some scientist and it turned him into like a mad mechanical
after his daughter had
guy.
After his daughter had died.
So the point is though is that he then travels through time in different universes to try and save his daughter in all the other universes, because he can't save his daughter in his own, because you can't change the timeline that you're a part of. So I thought that was an amazing idea, because then it opens up so many different like scenarios that he can be in, different universes and stuff. Ones where he doesn't exist, ones where he does exist and he can save his daughter, or he exists with his daughter but the world is completely different. And I just thought that was a pretty cool idea.
Right, and then it's like, to elaborate on it more, is like one of the first settings we ever came up with. Bloodborne had just came out and we're like, we have to use this setting. We have to use it.
I liked our ideas though for Rango, for like just really funny designs for him, where we put him in actual things. Like, we put him in historical events.
So I turned
somewhere,
to Tony and
because he can travel through time, it doesn't necessarily.
So Tony came, like, was like, "Oh man, will they t-shirts make it as merch?" And I was like, "How funny would it be? You know how all the soldiers doing that with the American flag, try to put it in, Rango just reaching above them all, and it's just like an R roll on the flag." And then I was like,
"You did?"
I
went to, but
how you get the guy that stands with a shot.
You've never hit that roll once, because I blocked every fucking attack. Every time you've done that, I blocked it.
So you get the guy that's like standing in front of the tank where you shot him in that mad like picture, and it's just Rango Steel stands in front of that guy and bends the tank fucking like the big I can't remember what it's called. It just bends the fucking thing with it.
Bends the barrel. You're talking about T-enemy with tanks, aren't you?
Right. So now what ends up happening is, because he's a bit of an outcast in the world that he initially gets transported to, and essentially he makes that his home, because like that's like he ends up getting attached to the characters there, because he's like, what the fuck's happening?
The reason why he would end up getting hunted through time was because he goes back in time to start with.
No, right. The reason he gets hunted is
roll.
Oh, he becomes,
under the hilt.
In the
check your hitboxes.
In the world that he gets sent back to, he becomes a bounty hunter.
I've got an idea.
And he ends up becoming infamous.
Lock on. Roll back. You're gonna have to dodge his attacks, right? Go under him.
Right.
Get fucked.
Wow, firework.
Why did you attack? Don't. I'm gonna fuck him up with this. Watch this. Here, you're fucking. Oh, great. So he's just immune to fire. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, he jumped back into it though. Dafty. Fucking burn them. Cook him at the steak. Burn them. They're eating good tonight, boys. That's a big dod of meat.
Elaborate.
So basically, he becomes a bounty hunter in the world that he gets sent back to initially, which ends up. Alright, so it means that all like the crime syndicates and stuff are after him.
Like
as
their great grand, like fucking crazy. But plus as well, when he goes back in time, people are like, he's no fucking normal. we want him, hence why he ends up getting hunted as well, because he's like a fucking cyborg ninja cowboy.
So he gets hunted off bounty hunters, and people like wondering like, what the fuck is he? People think that he's like a pure, like...
Oh, I get soul packets.
Because it goes back forward in time from here, but not...
But the best thing is me and Tony were like, he has to have a reason how he can keep travelling in time. So what he does is say like, the guy who sent him back in time originally had like a birthmark on his face or something. He has to find that guy's ancestor to then try and get back in time.
No, that was...
that was one of the reasons we came up with.
Well, yeah, exactly. But the reason that I thought was the case that he just gets sent back in time in a time machine. You make the world that he comes from insane, but all the other worlds that he goes to completely grounded in their own universe.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, say he gets there and it's like the fucking... The ancestor of that
I just
person
can't
was
wait
already...
for a world where the humans are the pets and the dogs are the owners. I can't wait
See,
to
but the thing is,
Family Guy.
I was like, how cool would it be to like get like
it's fine.
Like
We've done that in American Dad too, because it's all the same show.
Get it like a fucking like comic book / t-shirt where it's like you see Rango stealing like this boat storming onto Normandy, and it's just these Nazis in this like trench going to throw shit at him. Rango's just like this junk mare is like fucking...
I wonder what the legality of having a swastika on a t-shirt is if it's representing the Nazis who are in the trenches.
You know, you don't need...
Could we get away with putting a swastika on a t-shirt is the question I'm actually asking.
Doesn't it be a swastika? Could just be the eagle.
It could be the SS.
Oh yeah,
the two little silver strips.
And then it's like Hitler, like you could do like Hitler
captures
captures Rango.
It catches the eyes, a focal point.
The Nazis capture Rango, gain some of his like technology, and then make Mecha Hitler, and then Rango has to fight Mecha Hitler.
Yeah, I thought that.
Does Hitler also use a sword on a cog on a chain?
No, he uses like Tesla powers.
Aye, like fucking like big Tesla powered rail cannon, like just blowing up trenches and shit.
So Hitler's a Megazord.
I don't know.
So if he has interchangeable parts with Hitlers from different universes.
So the point is, he keeps trying to go back to his universe, but because what we have to make it is, technically universes can't be changed, but if you go into a universe like back in time, it means that you were always part of that universe, so no matter what you do, that was meant to happen, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But if you go back to your own universe, no matter what, you can't change what happens. So he keeps trying to save his daughter over and over and over again, and it drives him crazy.
Let me explain why you can't do that, for those of you who haven't quite followed along here. So, if it's single timeline, right, and he wants to go back and save his daughter, the issue is that when he goes back and he saves his daughter, it creates a paradox, because he went back in time to save his daughter, but because he saved his daughter, and his daughter didn't need to be saved anymore, essentially, he loses the reason for why he went back in time in the first place, which means it doesn't make sense for him to go back in time. So that's where the paradox comes in, because he can't go back in time to save his daughter, because if he does that, it destroys his timeline, because then it just loops infinitely, because he has no reason to go back in time, but it can't continue after that, because it's supposed to continue after his daughter has come to harm. Obviously he can't do anything about it, so if he prevents that, then it can't continue, creates the paradox, world goes kaboom.
See, literally, right,
follow that?
My goal for Rango Steel is bang, make t-shirts, bang, make a comic book, bang, somehow try and slot him into Kung Fury 2.
Kung Fury 2.
How good, he would just fit so fucking well. He would just fit so well, and it would just be like the best thing
By
ever.
the time he gets big enough recognition to be even involved in a cartoon, Kung Fury fucking 20 will be it.
So tell us what you think are our initial ideas for Rango Steel.
And would you buy a Rango Steel t-shirt? That's the question.
No, it isn't. They need to hear more about Rango Steel. You can't just walk up and go, this is a thing, buy it.
Maybe we should commission a comic book and do that first, like as a web comic, and see how it goes.
You can try that. I mean, you'll know about it before we do, because you'll be watching this in December after we've done it.
In the Bloodborne universe, like a hunter just like transforms the saw blade, and he's just like just whips out his weapons. Are just like, alright, sound. He's just like, fucking bring it.
I really like the idea of putting Rango Steel into like historical things, though.
Yeah.
Like putting them in at like the fucking square.
The Belgian wall gets broken down, Rango's just his fists through it like that.
The Berlin Wall crumbles and Rango's leading the charge with an American flag. Like,
in fact, I've explained it a bit better. If you time travel into another universe, and its timeline was going to continue on anyway. When you time travel into that universe, you create a new universe of one where you did time travel into it and another one where you didn't.
Confirmed. We have to do a Rango Steel
Walking Dead
crossover.
That's like, this is going back to this is like the shows, like the movies and that, where somebody goes back in time and changes a tiny little decision, and their entire life gets fucked up because it creates a different set of branching paths.
Yeah.
So Rango entering this universe is a branching phase, because now, of course, there's one where he's in it and there's one where he never shows up, where the timeline would continue as normal, but it just creates this off branch where now he's involved and he's going to affect it somehow.
Watch this as Marvel buys it AFAs and they just make a Deadpool and Rango Steel comic. Just watch it happen.
That's your life goal, isn't it?
That's like
He voice acts Rango Steel in the movie. That's his life.
What would you do if you could look into the future and by the time you're 40, our RANGO Steel was like a big thing and had a film?
What would you do if you looked 50 years in the future and saw nothing? What would you do then? Like, what if you seen your future and you're like 50 years, but there's just nothing?
Just barren wastes.
What if that's you seeing the fact that I'm not going to be alive 50 years from now? It's a horrifying thing.
Then,
if someone
then you look forward 5 years.
Here's a question.
And it's still that way.
Here's a question. If someone knew the exact cause and time you would die, would you want them to tell you?
No.
No, because right, there was a creepypasta wrote, and it's an old man gives
sides to this.
an old man.
Right.
Hold on, because this is still relevant. There's two sides to this. The first side is the people that would want to know, because then it gives them an accurate gauge of how much time they've got, and it means then that no matter what they do, they won't die before this time. So they now know that they're essentially immortal until this one moment, basically, because that is when they're going to die, right? So that gives them the enthusiasm to go ahead and do shit they would never have done. And then there's the other person who doesn't want to know, because as soon as you say you're going to die at 70 to a car crash, as soon as you hit 70, you're never going to leave the house. Because you have a massive phobia of car crashes.
And then the other thing is like you're in the house. Oh look, a truck just drove into your house.
I imagine that car comes through the window.
Very rarely.
I'm 18 up, fuck's sake.
You very rarely get a good creepypasta, but one of my favourite ones is a young boy gets a clock off an old man and he goes, this has the specific, when this clock runs out, that's it, you're gonna die.
Aye.
So the man ends up growing up and living his life, having a family and stuff like that, and as he stands like on like the cliffside of like his 50th birthday, as he's looking for the watch to go down, living his whole life to the fullest that he could do, the watch stops and he's still standing there, still just like what happens now? Like he's just like he's expected.
I feel like you're not.
That's not a creepypasta.
Basically, what he's done is he's expected his whole life. He's like just maybe he dies of a heart attack as that clock stops. He's still standing there.
Here's the confusion. He said creepypasta.
Right.
He meant copy pasta. One of those stories just gets copy and pasted in 4chan all the time.
No, it's not creepypasta. It's like that, but it's just a joke.
Yeah.
Not a joke, a story.
It's meant to be a story, yeah. But creepypasta is meant to be a strange story, like a weird one where you're meant to read it and be like, oh, fuck that.
Well, I think that
right?
The moral
yours is just that story.
It has the semblance
what's happened
of it.
What's happened is a guy said, it starts off creepy, but it ends with, that guy told me I was going to die when the watch runs out, so I'd live the biggest life possible.
Well, obviously the point is
but the thing is, he's living his life to that fullest, to that single
guy.
moment to when he knows he's going to die, but he doesn't die. And then it's just, he doesn't know what's coming next through his life. He has no goal. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. He's lived all that part of his life up.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Aye, but the thing is
I think I'd want to know.
But then that means he doesn't know when he's going to die, and that takes the fear away.
I think curiosity would get to me eventually, and I'd be like, is it drug-fueled blowjob overdose? Is it?
I need to know.
Just like that. Can you give me a hint? Does it involve drugs?
The scariest.
Does it involve blowjobs? Nothing else. Yes and yes, please. Yes and yes.
Just like
we'll end on that. Yeah.
Bad.